Hi, my name is Constantino Milan. I am a professional artist. I've been painting for the past 3 or 4 years. I'm going to show you my process for painting from start to finish. I think that as being an artist, it really helps you to really find who you truly are inside and what your biggest strengths are as a person and what areas you need to also work on yourself. I think it's really important to know how to communicate your internal self externally on a canvas. It's really helped me with really finding confidence in who I am. Yeah, ever since I made the decision to be a professional artist, I feel like I truly know myself, not completely, but it has definitely helped me a lot, knowing my purpose as a person and just finding purpose in life. So I feel like everyone should find that thing that they're passionate about and go after it. So just gonna start by wetting my canvas so that it doesn't make the paint really dry. So just making a ground in a neutral color. I am going to go with the opposite color of the main source, so that would be indigo because the hand's a little bit like orange. Just going to put it directly on the canvas because it doesn't matter, just put it on the canvas. I'm gonna go all over, so it doesn't matter. I start off this color a lot in my paintings just because I love the color and it makes my paintings look really cohesive, so. Art Club is a wonderful community of artists where you can learn innovative techniques taught by professional artists. And you can join today for a 14-day free trial. Well, I really love the idea of taking raw materials from absolutely nothing and making something out of them. Just the infinite possibilities that you can create with just some simple oils and a paintbrush, some solvent and some mediums and a canvas. It's a really amazing thing being able to create whole worlds and really to create anything that you can think of. Express yourself in ways you never thought were imaginable. Okay. So now that I have gotten rid of my white, I can start mapping out where I want everything to go. Again, I'm not getting too detailed, just like generally mapping things out. I'm going to start from light to dark. I'm not really caring about color right now. We're just worrying about value. Color will come later. So this is when I'm starting to worry a little bit more about color. Previously, I was just sort of mapping out my main values, where my brush strokes are going to go. When I first start out paintings, I feel like everything is fast. The first layers are the quickest. They go by super fast because I'm not really thinking too much. I just need to get the white off of the canvas. It needs to be dark or really saturated. Need to get rid of the white immediately because I cannot stand working against white. Kind of starting to map out now where my subject matter is, but I'm really not caring too much if it's off. Like I totally can fix that later when I'm drawing or when I'm painting in oils. I'll really fix everything and make it look much better. Just sort of getting the general shapes. I used to be so afraid of painting hands, but I just recently found out how to paint them so easily. I actually did a painting before this one that I really, really loved. It was kind of spur of the moment. It was actually just supposed to be a hand study. I wasn't actually going to put any plants on it. I really love the idea of having nature and people coming together. There's like the physical beauty coming into like the spiritual body. I want to kind of the beauty of both the spiritual and the physical coming together in becoming one. That's what I really like to paint and reflect in my artwork. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this, like the hand sort of representing like physical beauty, and nature to me kind of represents like spiritual beauty. That's just my own personal symbol. Yeah, it's just sort of like the intertwining of both that I really like. This black with the green is looking really nice. I want to have a sort of backlit, you can't see it so well in the source, but I want it to have a sort of like greenish life flow kind of glow. So the background's going to be really dark. The hand is sort of going to be illuminating everything around it. I like the dramatic lighting, kind of like Rembrandt. That part is really fun because I love details and I love to make things I love the small minutiae and stuff, so. What do I want to start with? I really dislike using China markers because they take so long to, I can never do it right. I always mess it up. And somehow my dad, DJ Freezy J, does it so well. And I don't know how he does it. I have to do it like 5 times and then it's already happening. Yeah, see? What even is this? But the reason why I chose China marker is because when you are in acrylic, it doesn't wash away because it's wax-based. It's a stable material. Basically, that means that only solvent could wash it away. But I was going right into acrylics afterwards. It wouldn't have been interrupted by the acrylics. It would remain there. So if I were to do any washes around it, it would just stay put and it wouldn't be reconstituted. Whereas caran, because it's binded with gum arabic, becomes soluble. It would otherwise need to be varnished or sprayed. Is this wrist too fat? Yes, way too fat. Well, I think that if you make a mistake, it's fine. I think a lot of people struggle with allowing themselves to make mistakes. I know that's definitely something I struggle with, and I think it's very normal. We want to do everything right the first time, but that's not how life works. You have to just do it. I'm gonna say this is good. I've got enough form in there. I can move on to the next step. If I make a mistake, then okay, that's fine. We all make mistakes and you can fix them, and it's not that big of a deal. Okay, that's good. Oh, I forgot. I need to spray this because there's a lot of unstable material down. If I don't spray it, then I will be screwed. This stuff is kind of weak sometimes, so you have to make sure to do a lot of layers. I think that's good. Yeah, that's fine. Well, in the mastery program, I had a really hard time. I was really bad at drawing. All of my proportions were off every single time. When we started using a projector, I was getting into that and I was like, yeah, this is easy. I can do this. But as I progressed through the mastery program, started developing better drawing skills, I started really practicing a lot, and then found out I had some epiphanies, or you could call them, that really opened up my mind to wow, drawing is so easy. It's actually not complicated at all. It's just a bunch of lines, a bunch of shapes and plane shifts. It's really not hard. I think that it takes a lot of work to get to that point. It's not just you just realize it and then it's all good. You have to work at it and it becomes muscle memory. It's just taken me a lot of practice, really. Actually, I had a very easy time painting in acrylics this time. I hate acrylic because it just dries. When you make a color, it just dries and you can't even put it down on your canvas. It was interesting because I was going through a bit of a roller coaster. I was liking them, and then I was oh, this is terrible. And then I was liking them, and then I was okay, I'm so done because they just dry so fast. And it's good when you're trying to build up a lot of layers. It was just frustrating me so much because it just kept drying. But it was just something I had to deal with because I was crunched for time. So I just had to accept it and ignore that it was drying right as I was applying the color. Oh yes, that's going to be a good brush stroke. That's good. I'm not a huge fan of acrylics, really. Definitely prefer oils. But if I was doing it only in oils and not an acrylic in the beginning, maybe a whole week of working on it every day consistently. I would want my legacy to be that my artwork created a portal to another world, and that it really showed everyone who looked at my artwork a new way of life, a new way of living. You don't have to think of life so heavily, that you have to do everything so correct and so perfectly. That is my whole motto in life. I think it's really important to search after peace. And a lot of people look for happiness, this enjoyment and joy. But really, I think the most important thing is peace, because that is what really creates an environment for yourself to be happy. If you don't feel at peace in your life, it's going to be really hard for you to remain happy. So I want my artwork to ultimately leave a legacy of peace. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like this video, and please comment down below what you thought. and what you are inspired to paint next. If you enjoyed watching this video and want to learn more about my process in depth, please join us on Art Club for a 14-day free trial.